Hi, everybody. How are you doing today? Monday in real time. Um, I'm fine. It's been freezing, technically below freezing, down into single digits with wind chill less than that here. And of course, we just got this big snowstorm that came through the country, snow and ice. We were lucky we pretty much just got the snow. Um, Out my pantry office window, we have probably about 14 inches accumulated, maybe 16. I think we got 10 or 11 inches this last go around. Anyway, I'm nice and warm in here, and floors are getting done in this house. Yeah, surprising how much warmer it makes the whole house. Let me just say a little aside about the house. It's so old. 100 years old, and it was working class families and built as a double and solidly built, I have to say. Good insulation. We don't hear a lot between the upstairs tenants in here. I hope they don't hear much from us either. But on this first floor, they didn't use subflooring. For those of you who don't know much about flooring, if you're building a new house, they'll put down plywood or some sort of a thick, probably 3/4 inch or 1 inch plywood, and then on top of that maybe lay another veneer of something, maybe a 1/4 inch ply, or maybe not. Maybe they'll just put the tile or the hardwood floor or whatever right on that. Not in this house, and it's just the floorboards, and they were the 1 inch or 1.5 inch pine back then. Well, they still are 1.5 inch pine, but because it's 100 years old and people have moved on it and they've moved furniture on it and they've walked on it, and people have differing weights, I'm sure, obviously, there are places in this house where the boards had rubbed against each other or some had cracked. And let me just say that if I left the cellar light on, go ahead, keep moving. Thank you. If I left the cellar light on, I could see lights from up through my floorboards. And it's been that way for the 10 years that I've lived here, and I've wanted to do something about it. And finally, I'm in a position to do something about it. So I'm really happy, feeling much more secure that nobody's going to go falling through the floor. I mean, there were probably 4 or 5 of those places in the bedrooms, hallway, and living room. Now, the dining room didn't have that because it had had a new flooring put over it, and I'm guessing because that happened and there were so many places that they couldn't deal with them all, and so they decided to refloor it. Well, that's what I've finally done, decided to refloor it. In the rooms where there's the new flooring, like the pantry office, oh my gosh, is it warmer? Go figure. Go figure. So that's just a little aside, and the rest of the floors will be done the end of this week on Friday. The next Friday, starting in the afternoon. They're not sure if they can get it all done before the quitting time, but they're going to try, and if not, they'll come back on Saturday. I think they might, given how quickly they worked before. And this next time will be just 2 bedrooms and a hallway, which means we have to empty the bedrooms of everything by Friday morning, but that's okay. Small price to pay to have this wonderful new feeling of this for this home. But I digress. Our topic for today has to do with that, with, and the idea of withness. WITH hyphen NESS, withness. I think that we are working from a position of so much opposition in our communities, in our churches, in our families, just in general, that we forget about withness. You know, that phrase, I'm with you on that. We used to say that a lot. I'm with you. I get it. I agree. I am in the same place, or I have the same outlook. I'm with you. Withness. And I'm not hearing that very much right now. Are you? I mean, maybe in small enclaves, but by and large, there's not a lot of withness. There's a lot of otherness. You talking instead of I comments, I statements. You are blah, 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 blah. Instead of, I feel blah, blah. When we have to claim our feelings with those I statements, there's a sense of ownership, maybe a little vulnerability. And I think that might be why people don't want to use I statements. They don't want to be seen with someone else. Unless, I guess there is an exception to this. If a person is on the extremes or on the margins of an idea, a thought, a concept, an ideal, an experience, people on the margins, they develop the witness, don't they? And they really develop us against them. This little group against the big group. And it's always against. It's never with. They want to be. I don't know that they want to be. That might be the wrong term. They find their best definition, perhaps, in being different from, in opposition to. In a way, we do that as Christians. Let me just point this out. When we talk about being a small group of believers, because we know that a small group is enough to spread the KOG, the kingdom of God, we get into that headset as well. In the world, but not of the world. I say that frequently, and that's not witness. It might be witness, W-I-T-N-E-S-S, but it's not witness. And I think there are times for both of those, don't you? Perhaps the difference is when having the witness puts us in opposition to the others rather than welcoming a discussion or welcoming an exploration of where we might be aligned with someone else, where there might be witness. I don't know, just a concept that occurred to me this weekend. Thought that I would share with you. Witness. Not sure what we should do with that. Maybe at this point it's just being aware of witness as opposed to in opposition to. And maybe we could all strive to just be a little more with it. I've tried for that all my life. No, but to try to cultivate the places where we are aligned with others and where we stand with others. We don't all have to be standing alone in isolation. We can be with others and focus on and develop our sense of witness. That's it for today. Thanks for joining me in this time that we've carved out of our day to think of something greater than ourselves. In this case, how we can be with others and develop the sense of witness. This Prayerful Pause of the Pastor is brought to you by South Presbyterian Church and our Acts of Faith community, and I'm Pastor Deb Swift of South Presbyterian Church. I look forward to seeing you next time, and until then, God bless. Take care, and bye for now.